What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. You got your boy Kings and Dreams and got a special friend, no longer a guest. He's been on the channel so many times. My brother from another mother, Todd Allyn. And you see the title, High Earning or High Value. And we will be right back. I messed this thing up. We will be right back.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn, Perk did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What's going on, everybody? As I mentioned, happy Tuesday. It's your boy Kings and Dreams, back with a special video with my brother from another mother, Todd Allyn, aka InfiniteGrowthTv. He has been on the channel numerous amount of times, so please make sure that you check his channel out and also give him a subscription. You see the name at InfiniteGrowthTV. It is all one word. Make sure that you check out his channel. Okay, so Todd, again, thank you for being here, brother. I really, really appreciate it. And I remember not too long ago, you and I had a conversation about, high value, right? And so just give a quick summary of what high value means to you in just a general setting.
All right, yeah. In general setting, high value to me would deal more with the type of person that someone is, as opposed to the amount of money that they make. High values would be what they hold in esteem, right? Whether if they're more inclined to do things relative to the value that they have for the Almighty or their family or their community. To me, that would be high value. What value they give to other people? How do they make other people around them better, as opposed to what they can receive and make themselves better, ingratiate themselves to the trough of life, as opposed to making those people around them better. So in a nutshell, that's what high value is to me, is that how many people can you help to become better? And the more people you help to become better in their lives, the higher value that you have for society in general.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I completely agree with that, right? And so one of the things that we're going to be talking about tonight is high earning. Does that make a person high value? And specifically, we're going to be talking about men tonight, right? Because we're men, right? So I think that there's been a misconception. Let me explain why. Because I'm in this group on Instagram, and we have other content creators, men and women. We're all in this group, and so there is a famous NBA star, and it's coming to a lot of money, young man. And so he recently has come out with a woman saying that he's about to have a child. And now apparently another woman who he was dealing with got really, really upset. And the situation is getting messy. And we'll get into full details about that in a moment. But what I do want to ask you in the interim before we get into that, I believe that there is a misconception of when people have a lot of money that they are high value or high quality. And why do you think that is? And also, second part of that question, why do you think that they should not be high value? So two-part question there.
Okay. The amount of money that a person makes is high earner, as you stated, but the value of who that person is not necessarily indicative of the money that they have. For example, if that were the case, then you know, Gandhi should have been extremely wealthy, but we know that he wasn't because of the type of value that he did. I mean, he basically helped create a whole nation, right? But he was not a wealthy person in terms of money, but the value that he gave to the people of India, and the value and with his ideas that he continues to give. I mean, he impacted Martin Luther King with the idea of nonviolence. So when you look at the value that Gandhi gave to the world, it certainly was greater than the amount of money that he made. So when you look at a professional athlete, they make a lot of money for their employer. They never make more money than the owner, but they make a lot of money for the employer. They make a lot of money for people that are selling popcorn. They're entertainers, right? And so that they're entertaining a lot of people, so they make a lot of money for the league. They make a lot of money for their prospective teams. But as a person, as an individual, that doesn't mean that all of a sudden, because they have a bunch of zeros behind their name, that they're a quality person. They can still be a piece of bovine excrement, right? So, value, and as I said in my book, the secret, the truth about money is that they create paper all day. They print paper, they print money every day, but they don't print human beings, right? Well, they're trying to clone them, but human beings, the life that we have, the time that we have is precious, right? So, the quality of a person, the value is more valuable, right? The quality person, the more people that they can help to become better in their lives. That's the true value, not the amount of zeros that you have in the bank account.
Yes, I completely agree with that.
I mean, he obviously, he provided, I guess he provided some value to the two women he was with at the time,
I see what you did there. He was
able to satisfy a need or a want.
Absolutely. I definitely see what you did there. Let me give a quick couple of shout outs. Some people just came in the room, so I definitely want to show some love here. Right. Please look at the top of your chat with his pin. My man Todd Allyn, he is an author, very knowledgeable brother, man. Professor. He currently resides in the country of Colombia. Married. Foreign exchange. Forex. Man, listen. Click the link, and you will be thankful. Let me just go right there and say that. Let's see here. Oh, my man Keith Jenkins is in the building, man. Salute, brother. Man, I see your channel's doing your thing. My man Stefano Demira. Man, I just gave you your wrench. So this dude, you want to talk about a moderator? I had to make him a moderator. My man Mike is in the building. What's going on, Mike? And my man Will Arson is in the building. I appreciate you for being here. XL Pro says salute. Shout out to Lucy. Definitely make sure that you all check out Lucy's channel. She's also a content creator, so make sure that you all check her out. Give her a like and a subscription. Let's see here. Oh man, now my thing is buffering. Here we go. Oh, okay. All right. So Stefano says the difference between the two I think he meant to say high earner. High earner simply just makes more money than most, but that does not mean they have morals. Yes, absolutely. So let's kind of keep that right there, because I like what Stefano said about morals, because the morality standpoint, as I mentioned to you earlier when I was in the group chat, and the woman had mentioned, she was saying, Zion Williamson is high value. And I said, no, there's a difference between high earning and high value, right? Because we see a plethora of athletes and entertainers, right? And most recently, the athlete John Morant got suspended for 25 games, because he was being immature, and he was holding a gun on Instagram Live, and it's not anything illegal, but as you mentioned, for your employer, they vehemently said that they are not trying to be shown in that way. And I don't think John Moran is a bad person, but you can't go around tokens like that. And then also the people who are really in that life, they're going to feel some type of way, because it's like, you have so much greatness coming to you. We have to do this in order to survive. You don't have to. So I think that morality, I think that's a great statement that Stefano made. What say you?
Yeah, I agree with him. But I will also say this, that, one person's freedom fighter is another person's, liberator, or is another person's terrorist, right?
Right.
So morality becomes subjective in a sense, right? It's with John Morant, for example.
Yeah.
He's a great basketball player.
Oh, absolutely.
But basketball players are not, finding cures for cancer.
Right.
They're entertainers. And so when an employer of a basketball team has a player, that player has to not only represent the team, because the team wants to sell tickets in order for the venue to be filled, because they've got the team have so many employees, they have so many mouths that they have to feed, and the product that they have is Jay Morant. So the idea is that he's not just a quote a basketball player, he's a product.
Right.
And so anytime that you sell a product or good or service, it has to have a warranty, and it has to be of good quality, so that people will continue to buy it. Unfortunately, many athletes forget that they are a highly paid employee, and that's it.
That's true.
Right? Let's take Kobe, for instance. Kobe was a high paid employee, but Kobe did, well, after he got in trouble, he went above and beyond, because he had to do some damage control. Right?
No.
And first with his family, and then later on, with the league, because it's amazing how people have forgotten, right? Because he tried to have his goodness outweigh his fault, his failures, and we all fail, we all fall, but it's what we do after we get up that's the most important thing.
No, you know what? That's very true. And before we go on to the next couple of comments there, but you mentioned Kobe Bryant, my favorite player, but what also helped him out was during the time that he was getting in trouble, and I'm not sure, maybe a lot of you guys will remember, but at that particular time, what he would do is he would play a game, and then he would have to fly out because he had court the next morning. Mm-hmm. But what he would do, he would be dropping 40-point games, because he knew that his back was against the wall, and and as you mentioned, like, he wanted to protect he had to protect his job. He also had to make sure that his family was taken care of. So he had a lot of that. Because his back was against the wall, right? Yeah. And so you really got to stand there and fight. But the thing is, you don't even want to put yourself in a predicament like that, because Kobe's 1-1. Like, you have Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, whatever, right? But like, let's just say that there's an NBA player or an athlete that's a good player but not as good, and put in a situation like that,
he's out.
You know what I mean?
He's gonna lose his job.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they look at ticket sales, right?
Exactly.
People come to see Kobe. They don't come to see the 10th man on the squad.
Right. Right. Exactly. All right. So great comment, Stefano. Let's move on. Let's see. Okay, guys are just exchanging pleasantries. All right, Stefano again says a person is either high value, that someone looks up to. They are respected in their community and their network. I completely agree with that as well. When you have a good nucleus of people that respect you and that that you're around, and they're also respected by other pillars, then I would say that you're in a high value or high quality network.
So think of high value such as this.
Yeah.
Do they give out more than they receive?
Are you asking me, or is that like rhetorical?
That's rhetorical. I mean, if
okay.
How can we determine value for a person? And should a person earn as much money? I mean, is that important? Yeah, it's important because it's how we keep score. Granted.
Right.
However, when we're talking about values, we're talking about is this person giving more to others? Are they giving more to society? Are they giving more to the community than they're receiving? And if they're not getting as much, if they're not giving as much to their community, would they do it for free if they didn't receive anything? Right? I mean, and I think that's the true value. Do they give more out to their community than they receive? And would they continue to do that if they didn't get paid for it? Right? And I go back to Gandhi. He didn't get paid for. I mean, he wasn't wealthy. He wasn't a wealthy man.
Right.
But what he did, he impacted not only the country of India, he also had an impact on what happens here in the United States. He has a global impact. Mother Teresa is another one. Mother Teresa didn't, she wasn't wealthy. She took a vow of poverty, which I don't understand.
Right. Yeah. Listen, I'm a giving person. I'm not that giving. I'm sorry, Mother Teresa. Right. I'm not that giving.
No,
I'm not that giving.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not me. Right. That's not me.
Hey, I get it though. Yeah.
And then let's use Mike Tyson as an example. I mean, I think what Mike is doing, he certainly is giving back more than he did when he was making those millions of dollars. Right. I mean,
I completely agree with that.
He's doing he's doing a lot, man, and he's dropping a lot of gems and helping a lot of people that overcome a lot of bad situations that they have, and he's becoming more of a role model now than he was when he was Iron Mike, right?
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when he was Iron Mike, people, there were some people that didn't like him. Remember, you had him versus Lennox Lewis, and there were some people from the states that wanted Mike to lose. Right. So yeah, and now, as you mentioned, Mike has done a complete 180. People love and respect Mike now. Right. At that time, they just feared Mike, but now he's loved and respected. I mean, they'll still fear him because Mike will still bust him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like don't sleep on Mike. He still got that hand. Right. Yeah, so, but you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Let's jump into a couple of more here. Black Man Travels is in the building. Thank you so much. Make sure that you check out Black Man's Travels. I actually be on his platform next week Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Mike and we are going to have a debate, and I can't wait for that one. I said Mike, I meant Black Man. See, you got Mike on my mind, man. Black Man Travels. We are going to have a debate next week Wednesday, so I can't wait for that one. My other man Mike says facts. Okay, he's more of a brand than a player. Okay, so he's talking about John Morant. Okay.
John Morant. Yep. Well, again, I mean, even if you're talking about him being a brand, his actions are hurting his brand.
Right, agreed. I completely agree with that one. Let's see. More athletes have a God complex, I think. Well, yeah, and I guess I'll take this one on first if you don't mind, but I'll say that Stefano, man, you killing him with the comments, man. But no, good comments, I mean. But you're absolutely right, because you got to think, right? Like these guys, most of these guys come from neighborhoods that or situations where they haven't had that much, they haven't made that much money. Then, like now with the new NIL rules for the NCAA, now people are able to get paid on their likeness, but that wasn't until fairly recently. Before then, right? Like because I remember what was the guy named? He was the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before Tom Brady got there, and like there was like this story when he was in college, and like he stole some shrimp or something like that. But and it's funny now, but in seriousness, like he really didn't have that much money. So when you don't have that much money and you're in college and you're basically eating oodles and noodles, and then next thing you know, you eating a tomahawk steak. You know what I'm saying? Like on Monday, you eating oodles and noodles, right? You know what I mean? And remember, like the off-brand cereal, like if you like cornflakes, try me. Like you eating those type of things, and then on Friday you get this big check, and you like, oh shit, I got a tomahawk steak now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I could eat filet mignon. I could buy I could buy a boat. I could buy a yacht. Like it, and it is a dopamine rush. And I'm not condoning it, but I agree with your statement, Stefano.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know, when we say God complex, I wouldn't go as far as a God complex. I would think that it was more of a misplaced level of importance, because they still receive a paycheck, right? So they're still dependent upon the person that created the job for them, right? I would say, you know, a God complex for me would be someone that has that created the business and thinks that they're above, you know, like the guy that had the mistress and badmouth Magic. He had a God complex, and they took his team. So
yeah, you're talking about Sterling. Yeah,
Sterling, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think that you know, Stefano is I think he's on the right track with that for sure, because they have they think that they're more important than they really are. They're entertainers, right? And so, and we saw what happened during COVID to the entertainment industry. You know, I think it was LeBron that said that he wasn't going to play if the fans wasn't there. That was a lie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, yeah, like the thing about it is that, and I'm sure at first he probably meant it, but he's like, wait a minute, we don't know how long this thing is gonna last. So it's like, so it's like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, like the time is now. You know, when you got good food, you don't just let it sit out there, right? Because it's gonna spoil. So you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do. I get it. I'm sure that the players didn't like it, but you couldn't just sit out there. What, you think that you're just gonna just not play for 2 years? Nah, man.
I mean, they lived in the bubble, you know.
Right.
And,
yeah.
And
they lived in the
some
bubble.
Some of them snuck people in to kind of, you know, satisfy various needs and wants while in the bubble.
Yeah, wasn't that Lou Williams? I think that was Lou Williams. That was somebody. I know they call him Lemon Pepper Lou.
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
Hey, I get it, man. Not my man M3 is in the building. Knowledge and relationships. Also, make sure that you check out his channel for sure. Good channel right there. My man Tim Howard's in the building. Please make sure that you hit the like notification button, and don't forget to share this content with as many people. Also, pinned to the top of the chat, my man Todd Allyn. He is an author. He is a college professor. A 4X enthusiast. I can't talk today. Been talking all day. I guess that's why. But anyway, again, I'm telling you, check out his book. I actually have his book. Let me grab it right quick, actually, because I'll do a shameless plug really quick.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah. That's what's up.
So I have his book here, right here. It is 28 Laws, right? Actually, you talk about it. I'm just going to hold the book up, man.
28 Laws for an Elite Lifestyle and Infinite Growth. You know, all men and women are created equal until they leave the hospital. And so what I found is that, you know, life has rules, that if we live by these certain rules, that we receive certain benefits. So 28 Laws for an Elite Lifestyle and Infinite Growth talk about those laws or those rules that if we apply them, we can enhance our lifestyle and grow infinitely. Absolutely.
Definitely check out the book, man. It's an excellent read. Let's see here. Yes, please make sure that you do subscribe to my channel, Kings and Dreams. I recently just hit 2,000 subscribers, and I am having a goal of hitting 5,000 by December 31st. So that's my goal. It's an aggressive goal, but it's an obtainable goal.
I think you can hit it, man. You've been doing good work. You've been doing good work.
Yes. all make sure that you apply for your passport, get your travel on, man. We got almost 200 countries in this world, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna just die in just one. So, and y'all should be damned too, man. Explore your options. Sorry, Mother Teresa. Yep. Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, absolutely. Yes, make sure that you do when you travel, apply for global entry. That's very important, especially when you get back to the States. Let me tell you, I'll tell you a quick story. And for those who live on the East Coast, will definitely can attest to this. So when you fly back, especially like Central Latin, let's just say Latin America, right? And if you fly back and you fly back into Fort Lauderdale, it is a nightmare. So global entry, you'll be able to drastically cut the line, because if you have to fly back to the Northeast like I do, you don't want to be sitting there waiting in line for like 2, 3, 4 hours. I've seen so many people miss their flights, and they were crying because they had to come back to the States, and they were crying because they had work the next day. So they were crying for both reasons. So definitely make sure you get global entry. Single mother raised. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Jameis Winston. Yep. My man Razor Rays, salute. My man Razor Rays. And actually, Razor Rays will be on this channel either this week or next week. I got to get with you, Razor Rays, and figure that out. But shout out to my man Razor Rays. Let's see here. I think Morant has his father. Morant does have his father, but Morant's father is letting him do too much. And I understand you want to be the cool parent, and it's tough, right? Because you want to be that cool guy, like, hey, you know what? My son is an adult, but it's like now it's time you have to reel your son in. You gotta reel your son in and be like, listen, I know you're an adult, but I'm the father, and like I gotta help you look out for your life. You know what I mean?
You know, that's an interesting point. Like I said, man, all men and women are born equal until they leave the hospital.
Yep.
Because when you leave the hospital, what you do as a child is that you're programmed by the environment that you go to. Mm-hmm. And so, as you talked about before, if you're not accustomed to having money and having resources, or you haven't been around money and resources, when you finally get some, you go buck wild, right? Because now you don't manage your money manages you, because you've been programmed a certain way. Right? I mean, why is it all of a sudden he's got to be brandishing firearms and acting like a thug now that he has the money? Was that his life before he became a professional athlete? If that were the case, because I know the NBA does some investigation before these people sign a contract, the league knows who they hang with. They know everything about them. Right. Because they do some investigation like the CIA or FBI. I mean, they get in your business.
That's true.
They know a lot about you, and so that becomes a question: was this part of his makeup, part of his environment before he became a professional? And if that's the case, then he's only acting in a way that he was programmed to do. So, if that's the case, then the league maybe should offer some services to kind of help deprogram it. And when I say, and I literally mean that, deprogramming, because when the environment that we come from, until we kind of find our own way and recognize that we have some faults, it's we really got to do some soul searching to become infinitely better than we are from day to day. So
yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I'm glad that you mentioned deprogramming. And this is a perfect segue, because as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, we started talking about Zion Williamson, and then we went to John Morant, but it all ties in together, right? Yeah. And so I'm gonna show you all this clip. Not a clip. It's a article from the New York Post, All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So, yep. We all know Draymond opted out, but he'll be back with the Warriors. But okay. So here it is. Sorry, just give me a minute. My screen is acting up. It's buffering a little bit. I'm trying to move it down. But in the meantime, excuse me. But in the meantime, while my screen is doing its own buffering thing, right? So
So it looks like we lost Kings and Dreams. See if we can get him back in here. All right. Just messaged them in the back channel. Okay. It got kicked off. All right. So while we're waiting for him to come back, let's say Facebook user. He said, I don't know, because there's supposedly mad gang members in the NBA. You know, that makes you make a good point there, Facebook user, because it's like the police, right? The police got mad gang members too. So but they're supposed to be doing their research on the people. So, and then you also said that his father, talking about the father, is wild himself. And again, you know, if we're talking about programming, I mean, that's where did he learn it from? You know, where did Morant learn it from? He learned it from his environment. He probably learned it from his parents. Could have certainly taught him that. So, Tobias the Traveler, hey brother, how you doing? If you guys go follow Tobias the Traveler as well, he's got a great page on YouTube. It's awesome, and he's doing some good things, and you'll like some of the changes that he's making, some of the stories that he takes. It's really, really nice. I take it it's not showing my name. You're correct. It's not showing your name. You're absolutely right. So, and again, shout out to Tobias the Traveler for the super chat. Thank you for supporting Kings and Dreams. We really appreciate that. So let me go back to what I was talking about earlier about the idea that we, all men and women, are created equal until they leave the hospital. I think I was just talking about how, you know, we go to our separate environments. As children, we're a clean slate. You know, we're programmed by, and we take in everything that's around us, everybody that's around us. We may not have language skills up until, you know, after 2 years of age or so. And so we're a sponge, taking in all of the attitudes, the values, the ideas of everyone that's around us, everyone that's in our community, from not only from parents, but family and friends, and in the outside world of where we're engaged in. And so when you have these professional athletes, unless there is alternative training for them, even though they have tons of money, they're high earners, they're going to be the same people. If you were, as I said before, if you're a piece of dung at the beginning, before you had money, you're just going to be a bigger piece of dung after you have money. So, yeah, and I'll use LeBron as an example. LeBron's from my hometown of Akron, Ohio. And LeBron had people around him, in his ear, in his corner, and they were, you know, LeBron got in a little bit of trouble in high school. It wasn't, you know, he was suspended for a time period because he had a Hummer, right? And everybody's saying, well, how does this high school player have a Hummer? So there was this whole big thing that, you know, going around or what have you. Long story short, I think that LeBron learned a valuable lesson at that particular time while he was in high school. And then as he got to the pros, you see his development, right? You see him developing into the not only the player that he is, but the person that he is perceived to be in the community as well. I mean, creating a school in Akron, Ohio, doing you see him producing movies. You see him doing a lot of things outside of basketball because, as the viewer mentioned earlier, he's a brand. This guy's a billionaire now. Why? Because he signed this, you know, this contract. And because he signed this contract, he knew that he had to protect his image. He knew he had to protect his brand. And I think, I can't validate or to verify it, but I believe that there were people around him in his corner that were coaching him, that were helping him to become the professional, not only the basketball player, but the professional and the value-added person that he has become.
Yes, you absolutely right about that. Thank you all for your patience, man. I'm so good. You know, when you have another content creator like who you collab with, because they understand the ins and outs, right? And I'm over here trying to show the page, and so like you get like the spinning wheel of death, right?
Right.
So it's buffering, and so I have my phone on, so I'm looking, right, and so I only see you up there, and I'm like, oh. But I'm like, well, what if I had a guest who wasn't a content creator? Like oh man, it would be. I wouldn't know what to do. All right, well. So sorry about that. You know, so apparently I need to, you know, Windows wants to do their updates. So, you know, when it happens, they, you know, starts acting a little wonky. But right. I'm gonna try this again, and again, this is.
But before, I did give a shout out to Tobias the Traveler for the super chat.
Oh yes, absolutely, my man Tobias. Hold on, so let me just do that really quickly. My man Tobias the Traveler. Also, make sure that you check out his channel. Excellent channel. You know, I think Tobias he just hit 5,000. I think you're at 5,000 right now, right, Tobias? But man, Tobias is putting in work, man. Tobias is putting in work. So definitely make sure you check him out. And Tobias and I don't know if you've announced this yet, Tobias, so I don't want to say anything, but Tobias and I, we hitting the road towards the end of the year, man. So I'm excited about that. So if you haven't mentioned where, Tobias, I'm not going to say where, but yeah, so Tobias and I, we hitting the road, man. I'm excited for that. And that's going to be right after Thanksgiving. All right. So before I get to all of you guys' comments, I definitely want to make sure that I try this again. All right. So let me see if this is going to work.
Yeah, we'll let you know if we lose you.
Okay. We good?
It's still spinning on this side, but I still see you. All right, here we go. We got Draymond.
Okay. All right, you want? Yeah. All right. So
I mean, Draymond, you know, leaving Golden State is like Coretta Scott King remarrying. It ain't gonna happen, bro.
No, the Warriors will not let that happen. I mean, they spoke earlier and they essentially said Draymond isn't going anywhere. That's essentially what they said. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I highlighted the portion that I'm going to be reading here. So it says that this is an article from the New York Post that was posted today. Zion Williamson off-court drama isn't slowing down. The 22-year-old Pelican star is the center of a fiery situation with Mariah Mills, a former adult star and a current OnlyFans creator. Oh God. Guys. Boy. Before we continue, guys, you gotta. you guys got to stop this, man. You guys got to stop this. There are ladies to have fun with, and there are ladies to actually take something serious with. But if you're gonna have fun with her, like, man, you gotta keep it where it's at. Don't let them believe anything more than what it is. And you guys think that you guys have to make it more than what it is so that you guys can still keep having fun. You don't. And even if she is trying to make you be that way, dude, you are Zion Williamson. You're in New Orleans, Marty. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? Okay, so let me continue. All right. So she's threatening to release an alleged spicy tape that they have. In a series of tweets Monday, Mills previously claimed she had recently sexual relations with Williamson in the news following that he's expecting a baby girl with his new apparent girlfriend. Says that the tapes featured the NBA pro will be dropping soon. So she says to the NBA, I have these tapes of Zion and I, and she also threatened. Oh, he also has them on his trap phone. Mills wrote. Then she says, trade him now. He doesn't deserve to be in New Orleans. The sex tapes are dropping soon. Todd, what are your thoughts so far just from hearing all of this?
She has a brand too. And so she wants to sell more OnlyFans memberships or tapes of her adult performances or whatever. This is a good way to do it, because this is how she can ingratiate herself financially by using this scandal. Because how many people now going to go to her OnlyFans page and try to look her up? I mean, this is a business. This is a business play. And so this is, by being out in the public, this is the wolf of all streets.
This is the wolf of all streets. I love it. I love it, man. I love it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, guys, look at this. Look at this woman, man. Like what Todd just said. Like this is definitely streets 101. Like,
yeah, that whole thing is clickbait. Now how many people are going to be, sliding in her DMs? How many people are going to be sliding into, her OnlyFans page? I mean, she's monetized, right? And she's monetizing that situation. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I mean, just, for all, how can I say it? Whatever she decides to do, she's an adult, she could decide to do it. But from a business perspective, it's a great play. I mean, let's just face it. It's advertising that she doesn't have to spend a dime for.
Right. That's true. That's true. It's free. It's free marketing. It's free marketing. All right. So let me go to this part again.
All right. Yeah. Will King. He said, hopefully his name shows now. I didn't mean to interrupt that, but yeah, we see you, Will.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, Will. Let me know how you were able to fix it. But okay. So she says, you will lose all your endorsements if the tapes drop. You about to be traded and rank be lowered and replaced by Trey. On the and she added the Pelicans NBA. Wow. It's over for you, fat bust. Wrote in a separate post. She added, you at the NBA, your career will be dimmed once the tapes are released. It's over for you. Mills implored Pelicans repeatedly to trade Williamson amid speculation that he has a rocky relationship with the team. Trade this man. Zion isn't good enough for the Pelicans. I'm going to post this. This is the last time you'll betray me, Z. See the spicy tapes. You know, let me just scroll back up. Do you think Todd that she will actually release the tapes, or is this just a ploy, you know, as you mentioned, just for the promotion itself?
I think she could. I think she'll release it. I mean, it's interesting that whatever their relationship was, and she's upset that he's having a child with another woman, but she's an OnlyFans performer,
right?
If a person is an OnlyFans performer, does that actually mean that they're committed in a relationship? I don't know. I mean, this is all new to me.
I mean, you want to know what's interesting? You know, there are some guys who are definitely not a part of this space, but who have said that like they're cool with their girl doing it, and I'm just like, what? Like, come on, man. I just, that's beyond me. That's beyond me, bro.
I mean, they're adults. I mean, they certainly, but again, I mean, this is a public figure, and you know, what are the repercussions? What are the long-term repercussions of this? I don't know. You know, there was certainly a person in the news, you know, with Lawrence Fishburne, and understanding his family situation, and you know, with his daughter and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so sad.
Yeah, but there comes a time where, you know, decisions are made, because a lot of people have a shelf life, right?
That's
and
true.
So, you know,
and she's 32.
And when that proverbial bag of nickels shows up and hits somebody in the face, you know, what they gonna do then? You know,
right?
Yeah, it says. I'm gonna let you read the comments, man. I think that's hilarious.
All right, hold on one moment. Let me see. Let me just go back to some of the comments here.
Yeah, that's I don't know, man. I mean, that's wow.
Okay. Hold on. I'm well behind. Hold on. Here goes his Will. It does show. Yep, she's an ex-Spicy star. She gets bread without the Zion situation. Okay, so let me just attack this, right? I don't want to say attack, but let me comment on this. So she does well, but I believe what Todd is saying is that she's going to do exponentially better, because the people who didn't know about her before are like, yo, they know Zion, right? They know Zion, and it's like, okay, who is this? So now let's say like on OnlyFans, she was making, let's say, maybe 150,000 annually, right? That's really good. Now with this coming out, and she's going ham, tagging the NBA. She tagging your mama. She tagging your grandmama. You know, your aunt, your uncle, all of that. She tagging everybody.
Right.
And let's say the top of 2025, and you see what she made for 2024. I'm sorry, 2023. Go, you know, and so on. Right. Like, she's flipped that 150 to probably, let's say, 300,000, 400,000, just because of who Zion is, and this woman is willing to risk it all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is she trending on Google?
Oh yeah, she's trending. Oh yeah. So let me continue on, but before my thing starts buffering again. So I'm trying to zoom through before I get kicked off. And y'all like, okay, you know what, Kings, I'm done with you, man. All right. So hold on. Yeah, so okay, so maybe it's not on this one, but so I was reading so many articles, and this is the one that I happened to catch or pull up. But yeah, so she had yes, her name is trending, and she has I want to say within like the past like week or so, she's been getting she's been getting hits like crazy just off of her spicy prior spicy videos and stuff like that. So she's on Instagram. So as you mentioned, like it's going to help blow her stuff up.
But yeah, I mean, she's probably if she's trending on Google, she's probably trending on those spicy sites as well.
Oh,
getting
absolutely.
more views, and it's
absolutely. For sure. Super chats do jump the line. My man D May, Brooklyn is in the building. You already know what it is. Shout out to my man Kings and Dreams. Salute my man D May. I feel you out there. My man D May, he's out there in Thailand, man. So salute, brother. I appreciate you for pulling up, bro. Yeah, no, you're right. So let me scroll back because I did miss some comments. I want to make sure that I give everybody some love here. Oh, okay, Tobias, we're in here. Guys, also, if you want to learn more about the global cost in living, hold on, sorry, I'm saying this all wrong. What is wrong with me today? Learn more about the global cost of living and other expenses, man. Please hit this link. Definitely make sure that you all subscribe to my channel. Support the Cash App, Kings and Dreams. Everything Kings and Dreams, man. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that Kings and Dreams, man. And also make sure that you support and subscribe to Infinite Growth TV's channel, and also pinned at the very top of the chat. Okay, it is still pinned. Yep. So you can catch the links to all of his books. Stefano is cracking up. I don't know what. I
think he was laughing at when I said the Wolf of All Streets.
Oh, the Wolf of All Streets. The Wolf of All Streets, man. I love that one, man. I love that one. That one was really, really good, man. Oh, I had to actually log into StreamYard and reconnect my pages. Oh, okay, that's how you did it. Isn't releasing those tapes considered revenge porn? I think so. But I mean, does it matter?
Well,
yeah. Let me ask you that. Does it matter at this point, right?
Well, I mean, that's her industry. She was saying she's the professional in that industry. So
yeah, I mean, shoot, she was saying some things last week, like she had a series of tweets, and she like I can't believe that you got this. What I can't believe you got this. Stop pregnant. You know what I mean? And so she was like, "You was just with me last week. You better hope I'm not pregnant because I'm late." I'm like, "Oh my God, Zion!"
Well, yeah, I mean,
I know, but it's just a train wreck.
But think about it. What's the difference between this and then what Khloe Kardashian did?
Nothing.
Exactly. I mean, it's a business. It's a business. I mean,
You know what? You know what? You're right. It is a business. It's just that it's just so unethical. You know what I mean?
Well, we talked about high value earner or high value person.
That's true. That's
right?
true. That's true. That's true. And you know what? You know what though? And who's in the center of this all is Zion. Like he's like, I think that with guys, when you don't necessarily have to be an athlete or a star, but when you start to really come into your own and you're really starting to get a lot of money, resources, and things of that sort. You need to surround yourself with a good nucleus of men that are doing well and men that are doing the right things. And men, if they see that you're starting to slip, they pick, they pull you back and be like, hold on, brother, this ain't the way to go. This ain't the way how to move. Because now Zion, we know that he's gonna have one child for sure. We have no idea about this woman that's letting up the series of tweets. Let's just say happen that she is. Now you have two women that you are stuck with for the rest of your life. And it's two of these type of quality women that you're stuck with for the rest of your life. And it's just like, you just don't, that's not something that you want. Like, I wouldn't want my worst enemy to have that, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you talk about the type of person, obviously they're not on his team. They're not on the Zion team,
Right.
Because, when a person says that they care about you and that they love you, they don't want to do things that are going to hurt you. And so obviously what this person is doing, they're trying to slap food off the table of his, off his table. But this does not only impact him, it's also going to impact the lifestyle of his child.
Right. Yep.
And so, what's sad to me in many instances is that kids suffer because of the choices that adults make, and they're innocent.
Agreed.
And in this situation, who knows when the child is born, who knows that they get this information later on and talk and learn of the scandal of their father and their mother.
Right.
What is that going to do to that relationship? What's that going to do to the self-esteem of the kid? And it's just sad, man. I mean, when you talk about high value, high value would be, you would suffer a hurt, but because you're hurt, you understand that you going after that person that hurt you can actually hurt more and more people, right?
Agreed.
It's people have to become mature and they got to grow up, man. We got to become adult men and women. And stop acting like petulant children.
I agree with that. Wholeheartedly. She was supposedly retiring from the industry because she was being bullied and harassed by fans. Well, she getting her retirement summons. Oh, yes. Man, listen. This Zion.
Here's the question, though.
Zion.
When they retire, does that mean that their videos get taken down?
No. Nope. It definitely does not. Because the video stays up there forever, and even if the site ends up taking it down, someone has either screen recorded it or whatever. So her name will forever live on infamously. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, but I mean, there have been wars that have been fought over women, man.
Absolutely, man. But you know what? Here's the deal. What Stefano was saying, Zion, this is what you need to do, because you need to apply for your passport. Because guys, I'm serious though. But guys, if you don't want to be in a position like what Zion is in, guys, apply for your passport. Good Lord, it's messy out here, man. And apply for your global entry as well, man. Let's see what Will King is saying. See, the difference is Kim Kardashian and Ray J agreed to release their tape. Mariah is just threatening Zion with releasing their private videos to get back at him. Yeah. I mean, regardless, I think what Todd is trying to say is that the end result is going to be the same. I think that's what you're trying to say, Todd. Correct?
Yeah. She's even the threat. She's going to get paid because people like scandal, and people like scandal, and it becomes clickbait. And now people are going to search her name. And when they search her name, they'll probably go to the spicy sites and try to see, how good an actress she is and all that other kind of stuff. So right. I mean, this is a payday for her. And is she angry that he quote unquote was unfaithful? Why is she so angry?
Right. Yep. Yeah. Well, so from she's angry because apparently he told her that like he wanted to be with her and he was moving her to New Orleans. Basically, you know what I mean? So she's
Ran game.
Huh?
He ran game.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. He ran game and now, and
so here's my question. And I'm asking you because this is your space. This is your space.
Yeah, for sure.
So this particular person behaved a certain way to get his attention and to get him to satisfy various needs or wants. Does she think she's the only one?
You know what I think? I think the problem is, to be honest with you, Todd, I think the problem is that she probably thought that he would not put another woman out there. So have another woman taking pictures and all that other stuff, right? Because I believe it was on like his Instagram and Twitter, right? So he went public with it. I think that's the issue, because I'm sure she probably has an idea. This is an NBA superstar, right? Very talented young guy in the city of New Orleans, a party city. Like, he's getting it thrown at him. He's getting it thrown at him left, right. You know what I mean? And then now she sees, oh snap, there's a woman on Instagram, or there's the Instagram video that came out, holding a woman's stomach, and it's like, oh really? Like, that's supposed to be me. Even though she knows that he has, he's doing his thing, but I'm supposed to be the number one. See, the issue is that when it gets public, now the gloves come off.
Okay.
That's the issue.
Okay. So she was in obscurity. She wasn't public. Now he's out public with this other person. So she's upset that she wasn't made public and this other woman was. So she's gonna bring out all the dirt now and show how he really is, and to destroy his career. So she's going scorched earth.
Right.
Well, isn't blackmail against the law?
Yes.
So she's openly committing a crime?
Right.
Sounds like slander or defamation of character or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. And this is why I say that, everything is a social contract.
Yeah.
So people need to start looking at themselves as a product, right? And there's always got to be some warranty or some sort of a contract around a product. Right. So any kind of relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, or whatever, there should be some sort of a contract, some sort of an agreement. So if there's a breach of an agreement, then you've got recourse. Right. We gotta operate as a business, man. Everything. We gotta operate as a business, because our livelihood is at stake.
I completely agree with that. You definitely have to operate as a business, because, and one of the reasons why I wanted to actually show this post is because just to add inference that high earning does not make you high value, because this is not a high value choice, right? He knowing, and the woman who he's actually having a child with, apparently she's actually a spicy star as well.
I'm sorry. The woman that's having his child is a spicy star too?
Yes, apparently it's both. As your, as your frat mate, aka, as your frat mate, the late great Kevin Samuels, you can't make this up.
It's at what point do we make choices and decisions that body count matters?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Because if you want to, I'm thinking if you want a long-term relationship with a person that could possibly be your significant other for life, you want to be able to be bonded with them.
Right.
But research shows, the science shows that if people have high body counts, it's kind of impossible.
Right.
Well, it's much more difficult, and there's a lower probability of success for you being able to bond with your significant other if they have a high body count.
Right. Yes. Especially on the woman's side. Right. So, and this is, and this is why I was saying, like, you got to make high quality choices. And from what I gather, I don't know these ladies personally, but like these are low quality choices. These are like fun girls. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like I make fun of James Harden as far as like, but when it comes to when the game is on the line and the playoffs, he makes bad decisions, right? But when he does, or he doesn't make any decisions. No, for real. Like James Harden gets so much money, and it's like, come on, dude. When it comes time to show up, it's like you terrible. Anyway, but I mentioned his name because, like, James, like it's been notable. It's been noted that James Harden likes to have his fun, but he makes sure that ladies knows what's up. Like, hey, you know what? We're just having fun. That's it. It is what it is. Like they call him, I think, Strip Club James. You know what I mean? but I'm saying he knows where it is. You know where the line is, right? You have your fun. You do your thing. You don't knock one up. And then apparently you telling the other one, and there's also screenshots of actual text messages and Snapchats of him in conversation with the other one, the one that's going scorch earth. Like, I'm at the movie to New Orleans. Yeah, he'd run a game, but it's like, yo, why are you are in a position to where you don't necessarily need to have to do the finesse. It's like either you gonna get on my team or I got like 50,000 more. That's willing to not listen. Oh, you don't want to play? I bet out.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what kind of issues that guys have sometimes when it comes to speaking to these ladies.
That's true.
It certainly is an ego trip, an ego thing. If a guy says, "Oh, I'm bagging this person that was a spicy star," and yada 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 yada. A lot of this could just be. Our mindsets, man. We got to, as men, we got to get our mindsets together because, how many people looked up to ball players or professional athletes, and then when these scandals come, I mean, people are devastated because they've thought so highly of these individuals, and a lot of times when people have a lot of money, they think, as we talked about, high value, but then they learn that the emperor has no clothes, man. And that becomes a disappointment.
That's true. And that's very profound. That's very profound what you just said there, right there, man. All right, so D-May, thank you again for the Cash App. He says, once brothers learn to say hell no and control their Johnsons, they'll be able to control their bank account and reputation. Just leave them alone. Absolutely, D-May, right on the money, man. A lot of guys, and I've been privy to this. When I was younger, and I was like, man, I gotta get everything. I want to tag everything. I want to tag, right? But it's like you have to get to, as you mentioned, you have to get to a point where it's like you have to elevate your mind and understand Zion is young, and this is why it's so crucial. But because you have so much money and so much to lose, like you gotta get that nucleus around you ASAP. Because
how long have you been in the league?
He came in what? He came in what? 2019? Yeah, but
2001.
right before the pandemic. Right before the pandemic. Yeah, he came in 2019, and yeah, I mean, when he plays, he's cold. But like, I think he's only averaged like 29 games a season because he's been getting injured every year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's important, and no one has probably told these young athletes, these young millionaires, this before, that the devil shows up as an angel of light. The devil's not going to show up with horns and teeth and bad breath and all that stuff. It's going to show up as an angel, right? And so when these guys meet these people and they think, oh, this is the one, but a woman scorned, bro.
Yeah, this is, you're right. But you're right. This is the one. This is the one that'll ruin your life. You gotta, guys, you gotta choose wisely, and I know we kind of having fun and making jokes, but we're being serious. Like you guys gotta really make sure that you guys are making right decisions, man. Let's see here. If Zion has a good lawyer, she should be hit with the cease and desist by any moment now. I mean, I'm sure that she probably will, but the message is already out there. So like somebody could take screenshots and replay and you know what I mean? So like even though it went away, it won't go away.
Here's the thing that Michael Jordan did, right? Yep. That a lot of people don't know. Michael Jordan had his name in trust. And so when he got a speeding ticket and somebody wrote down his name, Michael Jordan, right? Nike came in with all their attorneys because his name was copywritten. So that's a move that a lot of professionals should do, is copyright your name, because then if somebody wants to use your name in the news, they violated the copyright. They don't have right to use their name without your permission. So that's one way that you can protect your name, So did we lose King again?
No, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was letting you cook.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, all you have is your name. So if that's your business and you have your image and likeness, copyright your name too. So nobody can publish your name without your permission.
You know what? That's an excellent idea. Copyright your name. So you get a speeding ticket, someone just happens to write your name, you know what I mean? That's smart. I wonder if Jay-Z got that. I'm sure Jay-Z probably does.
I mean, there are certain names that you just don't see in the news.
That's true.
I mean, let me ask, Michael was in, he wasn't in any, Michael, we knew that Michael had gambling issues, or supposedly issues, but he didn't have, but other than those things,
I don't necessarily think it was necessarily like an issue per se. I mean, I think the reason why people say it's an issue is just because they know that Michael is just hyper competitive. Michael's hyper competitive. But I don't think that Michael would have ever, because see, when I think of like someone like having like a gambling problem, like let's say like you're worth $1 million and you bet $200,000. So you have $800,000 left. Like that's crucial. If you're worth $1 million and you say, you know what, I'll bet $10,000. Okay, cool. But now if you say I'm gonna bet 200, so that's a quarter. Right. Yeah. So I think Mike is just a big spender, but that's because he had big money. Right. You get me?
Yeah. But other than that, we didn't hear much. We didn't hear him. His name wasn't spread out all over the place, right?
No. His name wasn't spread out over the place. And you're right about that.
We certainly don't hear LeBron's name outside of him doing the schools and that kind of stuff. I mean, we don't hear any scandals of him. There are a lot of players that we never hear scandals of, and so you wonder, how were they structured? How was their businesses structured? Because now we, like you said, image and likeness, but then your name is a brand name as well.
Right. No, absolutely. And now the NBA is global. So now, you're a global, you're a global now. So that's why I'm saying, like, for Zion, like, you didn't even need to like deal with these shout out to Stefano. He says shout out to my man Dre, these beautiful bottom feeders. You didn't. Yeah, you didn't need to deal with these beautiful bottom feeders because you're an NBA star. Like you have the pick of the litter, man. You have the pick of the litter. Like again, like you're not some marginal player. Like you are the guy on your team.
Well, as you know, as I said before, where did these guys come from, right?
Yeah.
You know, what was the environment that they were? What's the environment that they were shaped and indoctrinated in? I think where Zion went to Duke, is that where he played?
Yeah, he went to Duke.
Okay, so Duke, as we know, is not a popular place for a lot of brothers other than basketball players, right? I mean, it's not. You know, the atmosphere is different. It certainly is almost an elite atmosphere, certainly. But where do these individuals come from? They play ball for Duke. They're successful for Duke for 2 years, 3 years, and then they go into the league, and it's a totally different environment. So they revert back to what they may have been accustomed to when they were growing up, because they don't want to, quote, leave their people behind. So they might get back involved with those things that they may have been accustomed to when they were younger. It takes a lot, because a lot of people say, don't forget where you came from. I get it. And there's a lot of pressure not to forget where you came from. And so you want to continue those kinds of behaviors based upon where you may be from. I'm not saying that that's the case, but I'm saying that that's a high probability that those.
No, that's true. I mean, that's true. That's true. I mean, and I like on a smaller scale, even me, like, areas where I come from, and there were times where like I was like, I felt obligated, and you feel that pressure, and I understand, because like, and I think. And I could kind of understand, like, not empathize or sympathize or give any excuses for, what I'm going to mention Ja in this moment here with a situation with his friends. But it's like, yo, like, you got to be like, yo, dude, like, I don't need to be down. Oh, you're not going to be down? Yeah, because I got 250 million reasons why. You know what I mean?
It's almost like they have. It's like they have, remorse that they made it. Yeah, because ESPN did this stat, because he suspended for 25 games this upcoming season. Wow.
So the suspension. Also, he can't make first team All NBA. He can't make second team All NBA. He can't make third team All NBA, because you have to play a certain amount of games. And then also, what he's getting paid now, that's going to take a hit. So long story short, what this suspension has cost him is about $60 million. And people may say, "Oh, well, he's got 250 million." But see, this is the thing, though. This is the thing. This is why, like, I tell my brothers and sisters, like, yo, just because you got $200, that don't necessarily mean that you gotta, like, $200,000. Sorry, that don't mean like you gotta give $1,000. $1,000 is just $1,000. I was saying this on Big Boss's channel this past Saturday night. Like, that's 60 million. That's a depreciated asset. You lost that. You can never get that back. I'm saying he's still young, so he's still going to be able to make money. I get that, but you still lost $60 million because you was on IG Live toting a gun.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you lost $60 million for toting a gun, and then the commissioner suspended you for 8 games, and you told the commissioner, "I'm not gonna do it again." And then your man went on Instagram Live. His friend went on Instagram Live the second time, and then he was on Instagram. And it's like, yo, if your boy looking out for you and he know you in the car, turn that shit off. Right. I'd have been like, nah, Ja's in the car, yo. Nah, man, Ja just got suspended, bro.
So let's
and
just
you know he taking care of his boys. So it's like, yo, like that 60 million we could have invested it in something, or
right.
his boy could have came up with a business plan, and that $60 million could have been his.
Yeah. So if it's, let's just assume he's got a $193 million contract, $100 million contract. All right.
Well, it's 250 million, but I'm talking about the bonuses from making first team All NBA or second team All NBA.
Well, yeah, but that contract ain't the 250 ain't 250 because they got to pay taxes in every city that they play.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, taxes and all that.
So take 50%. So take 50% off the table.
Right. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So you take the 50% off the table. Now you're getting hit with, like you said, with the incentives and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That becomes an expensive Instagram post.
It does. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're right, because out of that 250 million, he's got to pay his agent, got to pay taxes.
Right.
Right. And then not only that, on that 250 million, you're gonna get taxed on that. So you're right about that. So and then you taking care of your peoples, take care of your family, everybody, you take care of school, whatever. Big mama needs something, pops needs something, auntie Lily and them, they need something, big Bubba cousin and all of them, they need something, you know what I'm saying? But I understand what I'm being facetious with the family name, but what I'm saying is that, like, all of this money that's going out, you could have, like, you had 60 million that could have came in.
Yeah, and so I don't know how much his house costs, but even though that you buy a house and you pay it cash or whatever, you never own it. You still got to pay property taxes to
right.
The
yeah, and the property taxes are gonna go up, right?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Trust me, I know. I know. Property taxes going up, man. I just look at the letter in the mail like, come on, B.
Oh yeah. Oh, and don't even talk about it that the school levy passed, and that's an additional tax on the property. So I mean, it's and then you look at we're talking about houses. Curry and his wife, they're all upset because they got low income housing coming in and around their house.
Yeah.
So it's the thing is that they're always printing money, but there's only one you. So no matter how much money you earn or you gain, you still got to take care of the productivity part, and that production part is you. You got to take care of you, and so
yes, you do.
By Zion not taking care of his business, it's going to cost him. And why would you do this to me? Because she's hurt.
Yeah,
and you knew the values that these women had before you betted them.
Right.
If it wasn't this one, it could have been the other one.
Right. I completely agree with that one.
It's a sad situation, man. I hate to see all parties getting involved, all parties involved suffering through this. It's bad for everybody.
No, seriously, it is. It's bad for everybody. I mean, I definitely do feel bad for her because she feels misled by I was gonna say Job, but Zion, excuse me. Yeah. So the woman, she feels misled by Zion, and she probably was embarrassed because she's telling all her homegirls, "Oh, I'm with Zion," and then the Instagram post come on, and you got a woman full belly, and Zion was probably hanging out with her and her girlfriends last week.
Yeah, I mean, how far along?
Because she said that, I was just with you last week.
Yeah, and so if she's showing, it didn't happen last week.
Right. So and he was getting with he was doing it with both of them. You know what I mean? So guys, man.
Yeah, like you said, you can't make this up, and it's just
no, you can't. Yeah. Big Bass is in the building. Oh man, speaking of New Orleans, Big Bass is from New Orleans, man. So definitely shout out to My man, Big Bass. Hey, Big Bass, man, do me a favor, man. Holla at your boy Zion, man. Please talk to your brother. Yeah, man. But definitely check out Big Bass. You know, excellent producer. He's done a lot of great stuff. Man, he's actually gonna be doing my new intro. I can't wait for my new intro. It's coming out soon. I can't wait for it. And Big Bass also has a channel as well, man. Great brother, man. And if you want to check out some of Big Bass's work, he's done a lot of work on Richie Mazuna Thailand's channel. So yeah, the intros and all that, man. He does his thing. Oh, also the new Tailor Made Dream song too. Intro.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, he does his thing. Let's see. D-May says, oh man, he's busy not using rubber. That's why he's only playing 29 games a season. That's right. He's putting in too much work on that hamstring. That's why he's not coming back.
That's funny.
Come on, Zion. All right, man. Definitely make sure that you do subscribe to Infinite Growth TV's channel, for sure. Also support the work by Todd Allyn. Yes, absolutely. And also the link is at the top of the page. I pinned it, so make sure you check out this brother's book, man. Let's see here. The Great Pelleter. Zion had to pay every time he saw her. I don't know what that situation is. The only thing I know about money is that he was supposed to pay her to move to New Orleans. Pay for her to move there. So I don't know anything about whatever, but it apparently seemed as though they were like in a relationship, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Omar Suarez, my guy, says salute Kings. Hey, a couple of weeks ago, Omar Suarez, you and I, we were playing phone tag, man. So don't think like I just wasn't getting back to you. You hit me up. I was busy. I hit you up. You was busy, man. But yo, man, salute to you, my brother. I appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate it. All right, so we're at the 1:30 mark, and I want to get ready to close this out. But I want to hear your thoughts on what do you think are the three most important things that makes a man high caliber or high value to you?
Wow, three most important things, and you put me on the spot, so I'm thinking about it now. Three most important things.
I made you big too, so.
Right. All right, three most important things: your mind, your words, and your actions. When the Most High created the universe, He created it first in His mind. The second thing He did was He used His words, and the third thing is the actions, so that a high-value man thinks before he speaks, says what he means, and acts upon what he says. That's it.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Excellent, man. I think so I would say the accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the ability to control the room and be in control. And I would say thought-provoking and having vision and guidance.
Yeah. I got a quick question for you, man.
Sure.
Quick question for you. The CIA did a characteristic study.
Mm-hmm.
There are 4 animal characteristics. There's a lion, there's a fox, there's a cheetah, and a bear. A lion is a decision maker. A fox is a visionary. A cheetah is a person that does actions, and a bear is more focused on relationships. Where would you stand?
I think between the lion and the bear.
Okay. I can see that.
The reason why I say that, the reason why I would say a bear is because when you're able to cultivate relationships, it shows that you have a diverse mindset, and you're able to actually obtain things that maybe you yourself are not able to obtain, right? So I think one of the smartest things that a person can do is that if you may not know or may not be necessarily good at something, but you are able to actually cultivate a relationship with someone who has that skill set, it's very good to have that, that person around you. And you said the lion is like the leader, right?
The lion is the one that makes tough decisions.
Oh, makes tough decisions. Yeah. So making tough decisions is very important, because when you make tough decisions, and you are able to stand behind your convictions, people may not like it, but people that develops trust. So I think when you're able to cultivate relationships, right, with the bear, and then when you're able to make tough decisions and make tough calls as a lion, I think those are real characteristics of a leader. And again, the fox and the fox
cheetah.
And the cheetah, yeah, those are absolutely great characteristics as well. I'm just saying what works best for me.
No, I understand that, and I think that if
I would say I'm a visionary too. So, man, give me the whole Animal Planet.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, I'm
taking the whole Animal Planet. Forget the CIA.
Yeah, so I think that it's it's not, they're not mutually exclusive of one another. They have certain traits, but I think that going to the conversation that we're having, if Zion had more traits of a lion, right, as opposed to a cheetah, because a cheetah is spontaneous, right? So if he had more of understanding and making tough decisions and understanding the vision of the brand of Zion, and forming true relationships that you talk about, we wouldn't be having these conversations.
True. That's true. That's very, very true. Very, very true. Yeah, no, that makes that makes a lot of sense, because in this instance, for Zion and even Ja, they need more of the lion trait to come out, because you need to make that tough decision, right? Like Zion needs to make that tough decision, and like before the woman did, before his girlfriend ended up being pregnant, saying like, you know what, like I need to make this tough decision, and saying I can't think with the head downstairs, I need to think with the head upstairs and deal with a quality woman. But before I do that, what I should be focused on is making sure that I get back on the court. And obviously I'm a man, so maybe you have a little fun thing, but nothing to the point where you have to say, hey, I want you to move down to New Orleans or whatever. No, it's like, hey, listen, I'm rehabbing. Maybe, she's out in California. Maybe I come out to California for a couple of days. We hang out. You get your rocks off, but you go back to New Orleans, continue your rehab, because where you are needed at is on the court, right? And so even though like the media is having fun with this and people gonna crack jokes, but the people on the Pelicans, they're like, okay, you gallivanting, and you possibly may have 2 children, and this may take a hit, but like if you were on the court focusing on what you were doing, maybe this may not have happened. And now that's starting to seep into their mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's interesting though is, these people want to take away his livelihood, but again, taking away his livelihood, the child suffers.
Right.
Because he's going to be hit with support.
Oh, ASAP.
Yeah, they gonna rip his dental work out.
Oh, ASAP.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I know we haven't done this in a while, man, but
yeah. No, absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. We definitely need to do this more often. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Oh man, Omar Suarez, just for the $5, he says, man, yeah, I was just checking on you. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the brothers who check up on me, and sometimes life gets ahead of us, and you know, and then sometimes I haven't checked up on people, you know what I mean? And I need to do my part as well. So I hold myself accountable and need to check up on my people more often. Sometimes, you know, I'm just, you know, focused on what I'm doing, you know, taking care of what I got to take care of. But, you know, I also got to remember my peoples too, man. So salute. But, you know, I want you to give your final thoughts, brother. And then let the people know where they can find you.
All right. Appreciate it. Final thoughts on this topic is that, you know, the most important aspect of our lives is ourselves. You are the most important person in the world, and there's only one of you, so you got to take care of you, right? So you got to take care of yourself physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually, in all manners. You got to take care of you, because, you know, they're printing money every single day, but there's only one of you, and so be sure to take care of you, to follow your dreams, and to do it with intention, and take what Kings always says, you know, live intentionally. And so I just want to leave you guys with that. We are what we continually do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Follow me on Infinite Growth TV on YouTube. You can also find me at Todd Allyn on Instagram and also on TikTok. And thank you all for joining in and listening to an old man talk. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're not an old man. You're a wise man. You're a wise man. You're a wise man.
Appreciate it. Man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I definitely think that this was, you know, this was a great conversation. We had some fun with it, but hopefully that you know, you all, especially the men in here, and I believe we had some ladies that came through, but I wanted this really to be for the men, because no matter what, men, you know, we're accountable first, right? So. And we need to know that, and we need to understand that, and don't complain about it. Just accept it is what it is. We got to make better decisions, right? You know, we're all, you know, we all have needs and wants and things like that. Understand that, but you know, you have to weigh out the pros and cons, man, because you know what I mean. Because it's like, all right, you know, so for this 30 minutes of gratification, is that a lifetime of pain?
You'll say 30 seconds.
Hey, you know, sometimes, hey man, listen, sometimes dudes be like, you know,
hey, man, it's all it takes. It's all it takes.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, seriously, man. You know what I mean? You know, this, you know, a weekend of fun with a lifetime of shame, man. So, you know, and you just sorry, go ahead.
We all make poor choices. I mean,
sure, absolutely.
But that doesn't mean it's a life sentence either, right?
No, it doesn't.
You know, and so that's the thing. You know, when we're knocked down, we gotta, you know, figure out a way to get up and to do better. You know, I wish them well. However this turns out, I wish all parties involved find their healing, and you know, do what's in the best interest of other people that are around them, not just, you know, what they feel like in a particular moment of time, because this is going to follow them. This is going to follow their names until the end of their days and beyond, and beyond. You know, this is part of the history, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Yeah, and the fact that, you know, both women are, you know, on we're on spicy sites or doing spicy content, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole too late because you know, I said that I'm addressing the men, but I think you know where I was about to go down. So, you know, but that's gonna be for another day.
Winter is coming.
Yes. Yep. It was definitely about to be a winter is coming moment, but again, we're leaning on the men on this one. But you know, we'll do another segment where we got to talk about the side effects of the spicy content. But until next time, peace. We are out of here, man. Stay purposeful. Thank y'all so much. Have a great night.